I'm sure everyone basically just knows that Chavez is an insane champion, but in today's video I'm just going to be showing her doing a bunch of different fights in Battlegrounds, because out of like all the areas in the game that Chavez is good for, which, you know, if I'm being honest, that's pretty much every area of the game, Battlegrounds is definitely one that you think of immediately. Mainly because obviously it's like the most important game mode to be a good champion in, but also it's just very apparent that she is one of the most auto-draft champions you can actually get. If I see my rank 3 Chavez in the draft, it almost doesn't matter what my opponent has. I'm pretty much drafting her no matter what, because of how many different matchups she takes. It's pretty absurd how many different champions she's good for. So we're going to start off against this rank 3 Serpent here, and in my opinion, Chavez is probably the best Serpent counter for Battlegrounds, or maybe the safest one, I should say. I know Tigra is very good for Serpent. Even I'm not like the best Tigra versus Serpent player. I messed that matchup up a lot, so I don't know. I just feel always safest using Chavez for Serpent just because of the healing I have and the power control I have and just the extra attack I'm getting from him having all the buffs he has. So yeah, rank 3 Serpent goes down in 69 seconds, which 69 seconds is like fine, but when it comes to a rank 3 Serpent, I can barely think of anyone killing him that fast because of how stupid Serpent is. Anyway, next up we're fighting an Onslaught, rank 3 Onslaught. Chavez is good for this fight just because she has some energy resistance built in for each parallel dimension. She also has the healing on her SP2, which is just going to help counteract the damage you're taking from Neuroshocks, and getting nice openings by knocking Onslaught down constantly is really nice, considering you don't ever want to parry Onslaught. So those are some reasons she's good for this matchup, but at the end of the day, she just gets the job done. 16k mediums right there, 22k crit on the heavy attack is nice. We just get the SP2 ready, and then I'm going to drop it in just a second. Combo from the Relic, drop the SP2 after my blue dimension, because that's the one that's going to let me heal. And then it almost finishes him off. Didn't get very good crit RNG, unfortunately, but it's okay. We're going to finish this fight off above 90% health with this SP1, I believe. Yeah, we get a nice crit at the end, and then Onslaught goes down in 66 seconds, which again isn't the craziest speed, but rank 3 Onslaughts, that is pretty crazy. Next up, we're fighting Future Ant-Man. This guy is one of the better tech defenders out there. And Chavez just kind of nukes him because he does gain some natural buffs, obviously. I obviously didn't mean to charge that heavy because that was stupid. The game, like, just look at this game lag, dude. It's so bad. But anyway, on the bright side, we got a lot of Mystic Dispersion triggers, which is what I was trying to say. And then, yeah, I get dexed. This AI, man. I get dexed. Which is actually a good thing, because now he has a dex buff on him, which I can just use for extra damage through the Utopian Parallel bonuses and stuff. So, not Utopian Parallel, I don't know what they're called. Dimensional Energy Infusion, that's what she calls it, where she gains extra attack per buff on the opponent. And then I just go for a combo right after, and he dies. So, 50-second Future Ant-Man takedown. Pretty nice. Rank 3 Maestro is up next, and Chavez is really good for this fight just because you do so many special attacks where, like, the glance that Maestro has isn't, like, insane, because he can't glance specials, so he can only glance basics, and if you're not throwing a bunch of basics, then you're not getting hindered by the glance too much. And then the attack rating on Chavez is just going to go up for each buff he has, so that's also awesome. Energy resistance for helping you to when you misdex the SP1, like I do, because of lovely dexterity, but it is what it is. We're going to go for a full knockdown there. And then I just need Maestro to throw a special, and then he just doesn't. So I end up losing the round because of this, by the way, because he decided to dance around so long. But whatever, we dropped the special too, and we're going to get some nice healing back, which is cool, and then some nice crits on the special too. Maestro still has a lot of health left, but yeah, this guy's really tanky, obviously, so that's gonna happen. Anyway, charge a heavy into a special 1, and then we're almost at another SP2 to finish the job. Gonna take a little bit of radiation damage, but again, we heal from the SP2, so it doesn't even matter. We're gonna go right back to full health, and then he dies. So 74 second Maestro takedown, and then yeah, next up I'm gonna fight a Mangog. And at this point in the video, we're going to see what Chavez looks like in certain metas that just kind of boost her. Because in this meta, it was the Archaeos meta, where they gain a random buff or debuff on both you or the opponent at the start of the fight and after each special attack. So if the opponent gains a buff, that's just extra attack rating for Chavez. So definitely pretty nice there. Rank 2 Mangog, so we are punching down, I mean. But at the same time, she's really good for Mangog. You just control his passive power gain, and then you have energy resistance and stuff like that. So yeah, Mangog just got completely deleted there. Rank 3 still dies to that SP2, honestly. Yeah, she's really good for Mangog. Next up, we're fighting Chavez herself. And this is a matchup that we assign in Alliance War all the time, because Chavez is unironically like one of the best Chavez counters, just because you have that ability power rate reduction if necessary. And usually in Alliance War, Chavez is going to be placed on a node where she's going to be able to go debuff immune, like right back at it nodes. And if that's ever the case, Chavez is usually the champion we want to send to that fight the most, because Chavez doesn't need any debuffs to deal damage, or buffs for that matter, and then we can just control any passive power gain we need to through those negative zones. So gonna go for an SP2 here, and then it doesn't kill her, but just bad crit RNG, unfortunately. And then here I'm gonna like bait the special attack, and then we dex a little bit out of it, and I'm getting ready to kill her real fast. Go for the relic there, and then ideally this SP1 kills, and I believe it does. So yeah, Chavez is a pretty decent Chavez counter. Anyway, next up we're fighting Destroyer, actually. There's actually not like a big reason Chavez is good for Destroyer, other than I guess his massive power gain that he can get, because at that point, yeah, you're just gonna do the whole thing with negative zones, where you just control his ability power rate without needing any buff or debuff or anything. You just kind of do it. So it looks like this was from the meta with Defensive Cascade. I don't know what it was called, but they gain armors when you block them. And then those armors obviously are going to go to Chavez's extra attack rating. And then a funny thing you can do is if you have 2 negative zones, you're going to start reversing the potency of the armors, kind of like how you reverse the potency of the power gain. It's pretty nice. That's one of my favorite things to do with Chavez sometimes, is if you go into matchups where you can reverse the potency of their buffs, just like you reverse the potency of their power gain. So drop the SP2, and then yeah, it just wipes them out. So there we go. Next up, we're fighting Sersi. This matchup was really funny. You don't really see a lot of Sersis on defense, especially duped ones, because of the Mystic Dispersion fuel they give the Mystics. And this fight is no exception, because, yeah, anyway, just look at the amount of regens, and then I try to go for an SP2 here, and then Mystic Dispersion triggers at the exact wrong time, so now we have to sit through an SP3 animation. Which still does a ridiculous amount of damage, by the way. And then after that, it takes like 1 combo to kill her or something, I don't know. 30k medium, and then yeah, basically 1 combo. So that was a funny one. This SP3 animation we had to sit through, and it still took only 37 seconds to kill that Sersi, which is really funny. So next up, we're fighting Werewolf by Night. So rank 3 Werewolf actually can be a menace sometimes, especially without a good science champ to take him down, but Chavez is just broken anyway, so we're just going to be able to take him down regardless. And also, it does definitely help that we're going to get these armors up to increase her damage. Not going to deny that at all. But it is interesting that there are just so many metas that buff Chavez. Like, I swear, like every other meta, Chavez just gets better based off of the nodes. And like in this current one, where they have like a chance to gain a Fury, that's just extra Chavez fuel. Like she doesn't care. She reverses the power gain. she reverses the power gain from the Rich Get Richer. She just gains extra attack from them proccing a Fury. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's just always getting buffed by the meta. It's crazy, man. So, anyway, 52-second Werewolf takedown. Really, really nice there. And then next up we're fighting a Weapon X. I remember this fight going, like, really stupidly. And, that's because I forgot that Weapon X goes stun immune when he's in Berserker. So that meant that I could have eaten a combo, but I didn't. So we're gonna see how this matchup goes anyway. Yeah, obviously still the armor up meta, and then we're just gonna keep comboing him, do the regular Chavez things, eventually bait his SP1, then he's gonna go into his rage mode, and then we just chill a bit. I think I'm gonna use the relic or something to intercept him, and then I go for like a chain here into a heavy, and then realize, oh wait, he's stun immune. We can't do that. So at this point, I'm just letting. Never mind. I thought I was just gonna let the rage fall off, but okay, now I am. Because yeah, you saw that regen was definitely pretty crazy. So we're gonna drop an SP2 here in a second, and then that's gonna be the end of it. So yeah, well, not the end, but pretty close. We dropped the SP2, it does nice damage, no crits. If we got a crit, he probably would have died, unfortunately. And then, yeah, we're just using 5-hit combos at this point, and then he does die. So, yeah, there's a Weapon X, 62 seconds, we'll take it. And then next up, we're fighting Nick Fury. And I think this is like the last fight I have that isn't a repeat. I do have some extra clips of defenders we already saw, so after that I'm going to stop talking and just play them out. But yeah, this fight I eat an SP3 because Nick was being stupid, but she is pretty good for Nick. Like, the stun immunity and the second life is annoying, but he also has that Fury to increase your attack. And then yeah, she's just good for Fury, like she is basically everything else. And I just got caught on a dash back or something, so then I eat an SP3 and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Here we take a bunch of damage and almost die. But yeah, Chavez has the regen stuff, so we're gonna go back to like 70% health-ish or something by the end of this fight. Let's see, there I'm at 64, and then my SP2 almost pushed him into second life. And then now I'm gonna go refresh a dimension there. I need to bait a heavy attack, he throws it, and then I go for another heavy bait, he goes for it, and then what am I doing here? Am I just gonna drop the SP2 without charging a heavy? It looks like that's what I'm doing. No, I go for it right there, just to grab some healing, and then, yeah, it finishes the job. Get back to 65% health, so it would have been like full health, 75%, 75 seconds, I should say. Or less than that, actually, if we didn't sit through the SP3 animation. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking here. The rest of the fights I already talked over. They're just different ranks or just different clips. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.